Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Yoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. So this is live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. For those who are new here, I'm Yoko. I'm from Japan. I'm Japan born and raised, and I'm a huge Trump supporter. The reason why I wanted to say this is because I don't know if you saw it, but I went on the Sarah Carter show a while ago. And so we talked for I don't even know how long that was, but I got the opportunity to get on her show, and she asked me questions, especially regarding Hong Kong and what I think about the US, like it's all relevant, So I explained. And so if you haven't, please check out her podcast together with her YouTube video where my face actually does show up. And so the Sarah Carter show, look it up if you haven't. And I was actually very surprised. Just opened this screen and I saw Bill Biz give me the super chats. Thank you so much. So here's a question. This is a Q&A session, so please leave me questions and I will answer. Okay. So Yoko, do Japanese conservatives ever watch Kelly McEnany? Hard to pronounce, conduct White House news briefings. She's a great spokesman for Trump's policy. Yes, I know about her, and we know about her. And this is, let me firstly give you this unprofessional answer. So she's known as somebody that looks like our singer here named Ayumi Hamasaki, aka Ayu, and like a blondish hair and a cute face, and I don't know why, but there's a comparison, she looks like our famous singer, and people had a little crush like that. But anyway, I personally see her sometimes, like the briefing, how she delivers that. It's like, I remember her giving like homework to the media people there, and it was very interesting. But yeah, but unfortunately though, our translation, we don't have the translation for the briefings, so it's probably only those who understand English that watch that stuff, So yeah, I think sometimes her words, of course, like she's a spokesman, so her words do get on the media here in Japanese. But aside from that, like the live briefings and so on, we don't get to watch that, unfortunately. So, hey guys, let me read your comments. Somebody left. It's okay to be white. Yes, it's okay to be white. Like, man, isn't it ironic that Democrats say like, oh, racism is bad and so on, yet at the same time they attack white people, right? Like white cops and whatsoever. Like they are the racist one. So yeah. Hello. Oh yeah, Watchman 117. Finally, you got to interact with me here. That's good. So this is every Sunday. I'm in here, so it's probably Saturday night in America. It's the same time every day, every week. So stay tuned, okay? Trump 2020. HODL says, are Japanese people buying Bitcoin? I think some people do, but it's not a thing here. Like even, I think credit card did spread like culturally, but even credit cards, we like to have carry our cash. Cash. We have the culture of cash for some reason, even today, while our technology is good and we have this like super protected system and everything. Somehow, I believe the reason why is because our paper skill technology, like paper. This is just an ad. This is Sankei Shimbun. This is about the World War II and our emperor. Yeah, our emperor in front of the thing. But anyway, our paper we have the culture of like paper, and so our money, the bills are really strong. And I was shocked when I visited America. Actually, I changed my money to American dollars and US dollars, and it's like the paper is so thin and like, so I was surprised. But anyway, so Bitcoin, some people do, but we are a little skeptical, I guess, that people want to feel secure, and like there are accidents, or I mean, like not accidents, like some cases, like criminal cases regarding that sort of stuff. So people are cautious. Good evening, Droc Halsey. Yay. Hello from Texas, Robert. Okay, Lilheven. I don't know how to read, but thank you for your Patreon and everything. I recognize you. Yoko, what are your opinions on state Shintoism? I have been studying it lately. Ooh, what would they think if a Westerner visited Yasukuni Shrine? We would very much thank you if you visited our Yasukuni Shrine. Yasukuni Shrine is like, just imagine, it's not equal, but what Yasukuni Shrine in Tokyo is to us is pretty much the same as what the Arlington Cemetery is in the US. So it's like, but what the difference is that it's not a grave here. So not our, like those who fought for our country are there as like spiritually, but their bodies are not there. But you know, our like we visit there, you know, to thank our ancestors and so on. And my American friends actually visited with us. Like my husband and I will visit there, and because my friend, American veteran friend, actually insisted that he wanted to visit there, you know, because that's what soldiers do. So we would very much appreciate it. It's so important to, you know, appreciate the lives, it's like the cost of our peace today. You know, people actually sacrifice their lives, and we want to thank them. But the leftists here, of course, go against them. Like, I can't even imagine though that like people like leftists going against, you know, the Arlington Cemetery, but that happens here. The leftists, including South Korea and China, they bash us for even having Yasukuni Shrine. So Yasukuni Shrine has been actually being a target of terrorism, like South Korean guy, you know, putting a fire and so on. The incidents happen often. Anyway, let's move on. I just learned, Mobius asks, I just learned President Trump's brother just passed away. Really? Just passed away? I don't, like, President Trump has like such a big family. So I have to say I'm not like, you know, I don't know how, like what kind of... Oh, my husband said that he heard that he went to, oh yeah, when he was, no, that was different. Anyway, my husband heard that President Trump went to visit him in the hospital the other day. Almanac, Yoko, have you done any archery? I have always wanted to use Daikyu. Not sure, but the archery, like as in Japanese one, I've never done it. I was doing kendo though. AJ, Antifa and BLM are white supremacists. I agree. They burned down Minneapolis and black businesses. Yeah, like they are, in fact, like, oh yeah, supremacists. And Japanese people, I think, understand this, you know, this racial issues in the States well, because it's victimhood mentality, and it's something that my country, Japan, has been dealing with for decades. with South Korea. Japan-South Korea relationship is really, really bad, and after the World War II. So that's something that I was actually tweeting a few hours ago today. I kept tweeting in Japanese. It's all about Japan-South Korean relationship because communists want to divide our countries. And it's like emotional driven, and communists agitate South Koreans to have the victim mentality and a victimhood mentality. And so it's the same thing happening here, that Koreans are taught to hate on Japanese, just like Black people are taught to hate white people in the US. So I've said this before many times, but in America, it's white guilt. And in Japan, it's war guilt, that communists have the strategy to divide even our country, Japan, that they accuse us as that it was the military, Japanese military, that was going crazy and did all these atrocious things. And Japanese people who think that they are the bad people, the army being bad. If Japanese people think like that, then that's the good Japanese with justice. And they label us like that to divide our country. It's simultaneously, it's the same thing happening in the US now, that if you think that white people are bad, then you are recognized socially that you are a good person, right? Like social justice warriors. So I'm like, I can see right through you, Oh, wait, where did it go? Justin asks, hey Yoko, how's everything going? Everything is good, but the weather here is killing us. It's so hot here. Like it's really, really humid in Japan, in summer. And it's like I've visited Hong Kong before. I visited Hong Kong in 2017 at the 20-year anniversary of the handover. And when I visited Hong Kong, I was dying with the humidity and hotness there. It's like I was in a sauna. And right now, it feels as hot as that here. Like if you picture the world map, it's like it's different, but it's so hot here. And we're like the Blue Crusader asks, Yoko-san, watch out on this horrible Swedish YouTuber. Jenny Mustard. Huh. Oh, a social justice warrior living in Japan? Interesting. I should know about her then. Okay. Oh, President Trump's half-brother? Oh, I see. Oh, I should look into that. Hi, Yoko. Hi. I lost track. Okay, I'm reading. Don't the Koreans do the same to Japanese in Japan with the shaming for the past? Yes, Koreans are they are agitated, they're educated to hate us Japanese. And starting from kindergarten, they have to draw how atrocious we were and so on. So. Oh, Robert E. Jennings, I learned of you from Michael Young. Cool. So glad you made it here. Michael Young is my great friend. You guys all must follow him. I sincerely respect Michael Young. He's so he gives so much into his work. He makes sure that what he insists is concrete, backed up by concrete evidence and everything. And he truly understands the history, like even including the Japanese perspective. And it's not that he's trying to be liked by Japan, but he really deeply looked into history, especially regarding the World War II. And so he's really a specialist, and he knows this way of understanding that American people are not familiar with yet. But he's published books in Japanese language as well. So like he's famous here in Japan, like especially among the conservative community. So Michael Young, please follow him on Twitter and Facebook. He uses all kinds of social media. Yuki, Okinawa. Somebody wrote about Okinawa. Oh, Marcus B. Yoko. I heard that Okinawa is kind of closely aligned to China due to its history and has a lot of anti-American sentiment because of the issues with the base. Are people there liberal? Yes, or rather that leftist activists there are very active. Or rather, I should say that especially through like leftist unions such as teachers union and so forth, like those who resigned from their jobs, older generation, they are dispatched to Okinawa and they do all this leftist activism, which means like they oppose to the US base there. And one of the things that they often say is Yankee go home. Like in English, it's really awful. It's like they are the racist, but yeah, and also they occupy the streets of Okinawa and so on, and yet the police there does nothing because they're so weak. And the governor of Okinawa has been like super duper left. So they're pro-China, and they're trying to, they even say like, oh, one country, two systems for Japan, and they want to cut Okinawa from Japan so that they can, what they're saying though, like at the bottom, is that they want to give Okinawa to China. So that's how bad it is here. So we need to really protect Okinawa, but our governing party, LDP, Liberal Democratic Party, which is Prime Minister Abe's party, is really weak in elections in Okinawa. So we need to do something about it. So yeah, they are leftists there, and conservatives are not. We are aware of the problems, but we don't know how to counterattack. So okay. Oh, Justin asks, just out of curiosity, does Japan have its version of rednecks? I'm talking about the rural country folks. I'd like to think we're not limited to the American Southeast. I guess. Rural people, like country folks, I think the culture is a little different, but I can't really think right now, because Japanese people fundamentally have the same attitude in everything, and our social standards are the same everywhere. And rural people are just strong, and conservative, yes, but we don't really recognize, those types being special and so on. I have to think about it for a while to properly answer to you. So give me some time. I'll be thinking later. Okay. Ooh, wait. I skipped. I'm reading a lot. American teachers. Let's go to the bottom. American teachers unions are partially No. Practically communist. Yeah, I've read that before. It's the same here. And as for Japan, it comes from the post, like right after the World War II, our like patriotic teachers or just officials in general were purged. So all that's left is the left. Oh, it kind of made a little joke, but no, really, like everyone good is purged, and what's left is all this like radical, not radical left, but like leftist people. Why Okinawa is leftist? Why Okinawa is leftist? なんで? Teacher suck. Michael Young pointed me to the truth about comfort women. Yes, that's awesome. Yes, he knows the best about the so-called comfort women issue between Japan and South Korea. He knows more than I do, or more than most of the people we know about. He really fought. He has been fighting so much, and why he cares so much about Japan-South Korean relationship is because it has a lot to do with America. The security policy of the US is largely affected by our relations here in Asia. So I think that's why he is really focusing on all these things in Asia, and he is contributing a lot. Deku for Trump. What are your thoughts on Canon Hinant? He was murdered by a black person. May Canon rest in God's kingdom. Oh, see, I don't think I've heard. I saw about the like a little boy being shot in his yard for like while riding on a bicycle, was it? Like, yeah, it's crazy that people get killed by black people and it's not treated the same. Like, I understand the narrative that the left side is using, but that, like, oh, black people are discriminated and so on, but is that the guy with like had a Trump sign in front of his house or store? Yeah, let me eat. Watchman asks, does China try to interfere in Japanese elections and politics? Yes. China buys our politicians. And there were some National Diet members that were, I don't know the word, but it turned out that the National Diet members here were bought by Chinese companies, meaning basically China, right? But somehow they got away. And so that happens. And it's often said that a lot of politicians here are like they got trapped, like honey trap. Is it called in English as well? Honey trap. So like sexy Chinese women come up to them at the door, like knocking on the door, and they answer, and here comes a beautiful lady, and so stupid. Okay. Oh, Thomas. Oh, thanks for filling me in. Yeah, 5-year-old white child murdered, not covered on CNN. Yeah, it's really like how. Like, I understand that they are leftist, but how can you ignore that, right? A good thing is happening in Japan, actually, that our like our country system is different from the US, and we have many political parties, right? So we have governing parties and the opposing parties. And the biggest or the strongest opposition party is now going to be divided into two different parties. And so they're going to be divided into like a moderate left party and extreme left party. So that's really good for us. And we didn't have like a liberal party before. You know, everyone was in this extremely leftist party, but now they're shifting, some are shifting to moderate left, so that's good. Speaking of which, Kamala Harris, is she like extreme left or moderate left? I haven't done any research yet. I only know that she was attacking Biden like so crazy in the debate. But an expert here in Japan about US politics was labeling Kamala Harris as that she's like a female version of Obama. And I want to know if that understanding is correct. So, oh, extreme far left? Really? Extreme left, huh? So just like Obama, the media will say she is moderate. Not true at all, huh? I love you guys. You guys are like, huh, interesting. She's extremely left. That's so dangerous. And it's so funny that the media keeps calling her black. And it's like, I of course understand the reason why Biden picked her, so that the media and he himself can call her black, right? But that's kind of rude to Indian people. Kamala is authoritarian. That's bad? That bad? She's even friends with Obama. Yeah. Very interesting. She was I heard her saying that she thinks that, you know, young kids like 18 to 24 years old, was it? The young kids are stupid, and that's why they put in dorm and so on. Like wow, like anybody who generalize your people like that is dangerous, you know. And yeah, I do get the sense though that she is like she probably, this is just my hunch, but I get the impression that she would be like into political correctness and so forth. Watchman says, I despise Obama, but Kamala Harris is a poor man's Obama, meaning dumber and less capable. Huh. Interesting. So she wants to become like Obama, but not doesn't have the ability, I guess. Interesting. You know, of course I'm Japanese living in Japan, and what that means is that we have to be ready for all kinds of scenarios. At least, of course, I don't, like, emotionally speaking, I don't think about, you know, losing, but there's always what if scenarios in politics. And what Japanese people are saying now is, what if, you know, there's a possibility, tiny little bit of possibility, like, for example, Biden becomes president, and then but Biden is really old and he has like cognitive issues, and there's a what if that he somehow resigns, or like he can no longer be the president, and then Kamala Harris becomes the president. Like, we are hearing that scenario here. So yeah, thinking about it. 117 Rebel says Kamala Harris is for sending people to prison for just being accused of a crime before the crime is proven. Huh, really? That's awful. That's like human rights oppression right there. I like PM Abe, but Prime Minister Koizumi is my favorite. Really? Prime Minister Koizumi is not popular among like true conservatives. Like he did do some good things, you know, especially like going to Yasukuni Shrine and also getting five of our people that were abducted by North Korea and so forth. But he's now anti-nuclear power plants and so on, and affecting our politics. And we're conservative people are not really liking him, to be honest. Super chat, Joshua Perez. Are there far left anime and BLM Tokyo leader is wait, where is it? Are there far left anime and BLM Tokyo leader is 19 years old? She didn't see the video. Are there far left anime? Far left anime. Anime is changing, you know. Back in the day, like right up to until right after the World War II, it was, you know, we were defeated in anime. The main characters were defeating our enemies. But today, main characters think to themselves, like there are lots of monologues saying like, I need to defeat these enemies, but should I kill these people? Am I allowed, morally speaking? Blah, 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 blah. So annoying. I'm like, just defeat, you know, but yeah, anime is changing here. It's so, the political correctness is affecting, it's so annoying. But BLM Tokyo, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement here in Japan is mainly backed by the Japanese Communist Party. So, of course, young kids don't know how to political demonstrations or protests. So what's happening is that adults find somebody young to become, like, say that the person is a leader. You know, like they especially communists, they try to find the front faces for protests and so on. And of course, these front people speak publicly and become the face of the movement. But in actuality, it's the communists, like older generations, you know, being using these puppets. So that's why often the left side has lots of young leaders. What happens in like conservative community here though is that, for example, I'm very young, right? Like in political field. But when I insist my opinions, older generation stop me, kind of thing. Like that's just Japanese culture. But Lilheven says you have had about 2 interviews with Nobita. He is an interesting YouTuber character for sure. Was it fun having an interview with him? Will you try to repel him? I think I don't know if he should be politically involved, because his position right now makes him interesting, all right? Like he is just an ordinary Japanese guy who is interested in social matters, but not really political. So that's kind of cool, right? And then so that kind of makes the contrast with me being his show and so on. And he asks interesting questions when I go on his show. And like political people ask political questions, like really political, and it's like we have our sense, right? But he doesn't have that, and he purely asks questions, and he creates like very interesting argument with like very interesting perspective. So yeah, Justin, thank you for the super chat. Gundam Seed sucked. Also, what's your favorite Japanese cuisine? I like onigiri and sushi. Oh, my favorite food of Japan? Yeah, I think I would go with sushi. I buy sushi a lot because it's so like convenient and nutritious, and like especially it has vinegar in the rice. So like especially in summer, I get tired, and that's when I need like vinegar stuff. So I really love sushi and miso soup. Definitely, I love miso. Fermented food. Yeah. So that would be it, I think. I love Japanese foods. Yeah, but I love anything really. Like, and I really love curry too. Like, Indian curry and so on. Like lots of spice and so on. I love it. Oh, Bimukana EX says I like Nobita. Yeah, please. He does interesting interviews in the city and so on. So you guys should follow him. Subscribe to his channel. Jacob says BLM is a communist group everywhere, not just in Japan. I know, right? The founders of Black Lives Matter are communists. Like they said, they are trained Marxists. Like it's so apparent, and I'm like, wow, like it's kind of rude to the American society, I think, because being Marxists, like being a communist, means is like they want to have a revolution, and what that means is that they are going to deny the founding principles of the U.S. Like they want to destroy America. Like that's what it means to, be a Marxist, right? And how is that allowed in the States? Like often American people are surprised by learning that Japan has the Japanese Communist Party, but the party is they are under surveillance by our police department, and they're watched, right? But these like open communists are just there destroying the cities and everything, and I can't believe that is allowed in the US. Oh, super chat, thank you. Senpai 35. I don't know if this has reached Japan yet, but President Trump's brother Robert died this evening at 72. Oh no. The story broke about an hour ago. Prayers for the Trump family tonight. Well, thanks for letting me know. Somebody asked me earlier and I wasn't sure what was going on. Let's pray for his brother Robert. I am so sorry to hear that. President Trump must be really sad about it. Let's pray for. I think I will write a tweet later, and prayers. When it comes to all these things, I don't know the expression, so I'm sorry for that. But yeah, I'll be praying for him. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you just got off the work. Okay. Thanks for coming, though. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Mobius. BLM should move to China if they are communist, but they wouldn't like it. Yeah, right? Like they are definitely communists in America they are definitely the minority. So what that means is that rather than trying to change the country, they should go somewhere else. Like same thing happens here in Japan. The liberal people talk all these nasty things about Japan, and they even don't like our culture. So what we say often is just, go to any other country that you think is cool, because we don't care, right? We love our country and we want to protect our culture and how our society is. So they are the minority. Like they are, they're not us. So yeah. Oh, super chat, Joshua. How has the left affect anime and Hanyu friends are far leftists like Johnny Ware. Sorry, I'm not familiar with these names, but how does the left affect anime? It's political correctness, I would say. That like the communists here even change our language. It's so hard to explain. I have made a video about political correctness in Japan a few years ago, so you should look that up. But basically, we have words for like gender, like different gender, right? Like male. For males, we say like this, and for females, or we call this like this. But they try to make it the same. Like, for example, nurse used to be like they had like a female form, but now it's like it sounds like a man. And they change languages like that, and through language changing our language, they're changing our thoughts, and that's how they shift our minds. And so preferences change, so the demands change, and so anime the demand for anime change. And I think that the social justice warrior idea is really poisoning us. That people believe that, like, especially Japanese people are good-hearted people, just like in any other country, and we want to, bring justice, and that's why they go like, oh, we should do this and that and change our culture. Okay, so Waylon says the Chinese people would kill BLM supporters if they tried to pull that crap there. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know. It's like, in how I view BLM in the US is that what BLM is doing is what Chinese communists are doing inside of China. For example, when I saw BLM people burning the Bibles, instantly what I thought was that, whoa, that's so China, because in China, Christians are oppressed. Their churches are destroyed, their Bibles are burned, and not just Christians, but other religion, like, is Muslim people, of course, but also like Buddhists. Their temples get destroyed. So it's really nasty. And so, yeah, America is like turning to China, like they are trying to do that. So again, they should move to China and see what it's like to live under their communist agenda, like there's already a country there that's doing, like, achieved their dream, and that looks like that. Ta-da! And they're, colonizing other nation states like Tibet, Uyghur, East Turkestan, Southern Mongolia, and now Hong Kong. That's what their communists are doing. And so we should connect those dots, I think, in the world, that what communists are doing in America will eventually become what they're doing in China or in nation states around there. Oh, Benjamin says, yes, they change language here too. Yeah. Like, I remember when I was learning English in junior high school, one of the first things that we learned was Ms. Like in front of, like, it was like Miss, Mrs. and Mr. and like you learn all these things, and I learned Ms. MS dot, and I'm like, oh, that's useful. I do use it, but like I don't even know if that's part of political correctness, but yeah. The sneak capture craft. Hi, Yoko. Yes, they sabotage language. They do it here too. They alter the parent in California. Huh? How? Parent? crazy. California is crazy. By the way, Japanese people have this negative idea about California. No offense to Californians, but yeah, politically speaking, California, of course, is known as a sanctuary city, right? And so often pro-North Korean, South Koreans in California push the anti-Japan ideology onto the politicians there, and they do all this like anti-Japan things. So there is even the comfort women statue, I think. So yeah, that's why I don't like all these liberal states are out of hand. Timothy says, don't let the social justice warriors ruin Japan. They are trying to ruin everything in the States. I know. And if there is anything you want from Japan, like our voices, let me know, because we'll voice our opinions or support for, people in the US that have common sense, unlike those social justice warriors or, BLM people and so on. Ooh. It skipped the companies in America that translate Japanese games and cartoons change the things the characters so far. Huh? Characters say too far left nonsense. Translations. That's something I should keep in mind. CCP does not want anyone to have a belief other than the government. Yes, it's a dictatorship, man. 117 Rebel. I have been wondering if China is financially supporting Antifa, BLM, and Democrats. I'm pretty sure that they are inside somehow, that they are backing the leftists in the US somehow. I don't know how, but my hunch tells me that they are connected. What I hear often is that the obvious case is Biden. Biden is bought by China. That's something I keep seeing from America. And definitely taking the advantage of the situation. Japanese conservatives have this conspiracy theory and that it's China that is, agitating all this stuff. And that's a little extreme, I think, but I do believe that China has a lot to do with this agitations and so on, because they have money, unfortunately. So yeah, people are bought probably. Rand B says, hello, I joined late. Oh, but thanks for coming. Rand B asks, what do you think of Cyberpunk 2077? I've never heard of it. What is that? I need to look into that. I was gonna read something. 10 more minutes. Man, time flies when you're having fun. Enough said. Watchman says, what is your favorite Japanese city? Fukuoka. my city. Yeah, or prefecture, I would say. I'm not a Tokyo person, like Tokyo, Osaka, and even Kyoto, like too many people, and I can't. I'm such a nerd, like I'm very introvert. Like I'm a social introvert. People think that I'm social, like I speak and I'm capable of talking to people, so people assume that I'm like extrovert, but I'm an introvert. So I like peace, silent places. Anyway, I saw something about I wanted to.
How long have you been home? I never got a notification.
ちょっと後で読む。California, Round B says California put the Japanese in concentration camps with the help of Roosevelt. I know, right? It's the Democrats that put us in concentration camps. And that's something that I want American people to acknowledge, that it's Democrats that did all these things against Japan. Like, we didn't have to fight. And conservative people in America back then, is it Taft? I don't know, like conservatives in America were opposing to the war against Japan. Like, there are records. And it's the Democrats that brought us both into the war. So we are learning from that history, you know. And Roosevelt is really, he's harshly criticized in Japan now, like in the conservative community. Somebody wrote earlier, I can't tell where, like I missed it, but that somebody said I should show the difference between North Korea and South Korea, or talk about it. And or people should, was it American people should recognize? Yeah. I don't know, the impression of Americans is that American people know of Japan for anime and our weird culture, right? Like kawaii kind of culture. But I feel like the majority of Americans don't even know where Japan is. Or do they know the difference between China and Japan? Or, I mean, political people, of course, know, but like, generally speaking, I don't know how well American people know. So that's what I'm here for, because here's Japan. Oh, super chat. Lilheven. Am I right? Reading it right? Sorry for the pronunciation. Any tips for an American moving to Japan? Oh, what you can do is have some kind of expertise, but English teacher is always the easy route. As actually, this is something. English teacher is the easy route. It's something that the host or organizer of the Black Lives Matter movement or protest here in Fukuoka said. There's this Black woman here living here in Fukuoka Prefecture. She held this protest, BLM protests, and she said that in the interview, like, why are you here? Like, when did you come to Japan? And she said, oh, I couldn't stand the discrimination back home, so I chose to go somewhere else, and I chose Japan. Being an English teacher, sorry, was the easy route. So yeah, that might work. I'm not sure about the current environment though, because the COVID-19 situation is, departing us. Unfortunately, I tried to sell my abstract art. If you haven't checked, I have an Etsy store where I sell my spiritual abstract art. And I tried to send one piece to one of you a while ago, and I went to the post office and they said that, like, you can't use the rapid service anymore, like as for right now, because of COVID-19. Like, yeah, that's affected. So really, like, at the post office, I was so furious as CCP. No. Anyway. 117 Rebel. China can't beat America militarily, but they can undermine our societies by giving money to violent organizations to cause chaos and destabilize society. Yes, I agree. Yeah, it's easy for them, right? That they give money and people destroy America for you. I think it is what's happening. Yeah. And I I don't know how we can prove that though. We need to gather some, information. What? Guilty Spark says, sadly, most Americans can't find America on a world map. That's so funny. I know it's a joke, right? I don't know, but it's so funny. But oh, Busnik Capture Craft says, yes, World War II still big topic, so even dumb ones know Japan. True. The war stuff, you know it from there, but maybe you know it about the country, but maybe you can't point in the world map. Ranby, I blame socialism for making us stupid. Yeah, me too. I was falling for their, narrative too when I was younger. Oh, Max Resist, thank you for the super chat. What do you think of Trump's new Postmaster General slowing down America's mail service? Yeah, I can't really comment, like American side is being, they're trying to be they're trying to be secure. I don't know the reason behind it, so I can't really say, but just, personally, it was sad at the post office that I couldn't almost send to, that you can't send merchandise now, it seems. So I was asked, like, I say it's an art piece, that I'm trying to send, and the officer was like, are you trying to, does it have a barcode? Like it's a merchandise? I'm like, oh, it's handwritten and so on, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But yeah, it's like a Trump administration, so it's interesting. And like starting next year, I got a flyer, like, which said that it's called, the rapid service is called EMS, and EMS can be no longer available if you write the label in like by hand. So you have to print out and put it. It's kind of weird, but I don't know what the concern is. Maybe drug related, not just COVID-19. I'm not sure. So sorry, I can't really give you the good answer, but 3 more minutes, guys. Oh, Round B, good point. China literally has concentration camps and nobody cares. Yes. Some moderate leftists, though, even in the US, are, pointing out all these things, like even New York Times and so on, like extreme left people do accuse China for like all this, because they care so much about the human rights, right? So that's a point. Human rights is what they love to report on. So for that, leftist even is cooperative, but yeah, the leftists here, though, in Japan, they don't criticize China at all. Recently, it started to change a little bit, but super chats, thank you. Artholos, Tenjin is Tenjin is cool. Tenjin is a local place, and I love hanging out there. But have you ever visited Izuka? Plenty of little city and shops, no people. Haha, it's so strange. Izuka. So Arthalos is talking about the local cities of Fukuoka Prefecture, where I live in. And Tenjin is one of the centers. Like we have Tenjin and Hakata, like two places really close, like walking distance. It's like 30 minutes away by foot. And yeah, so Tenjin is cool. Yes, I agree. I like Hakata more though. But yeah, Izuka is like I think it's a rural place. Yeah, have I ever been there? I don't even know. Yeah. Anyway, Cethro Size of the Sun. Whoa, thank you for the super chat. man, you are helping me. This COVID-19 is, I know Wuhan virus has affected your country and your finance, but your support really means a lot to me. This is what I do, and I seek to do more. I actually ordered a microphone so that all this live streaming so on, or my videos, it gets better quality. So.
今の9.99のビデオしたいの。ですよ、こう、詰めちゃおう。
Oh, thank you for your blessing. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Yoko, Golden Eye says, hey, Yoko. Hi and bye. I'm leaving very soon. Oh, you live in Izuka. Oh, I see. I bet it's really quiet and like nice. I lived in Hakata area. And it's like highway right next to it. And it was so loud that I moved here to a different city now. But thank you guys. I need to go now. So I'm sorry for if I missed your comment or questions. Yeah. Oh, mailing ballots. Yeah, that's something I need to watch out. Okay. So I'm gonna go now. So thank you guys so much for joining in. No, you stay. I'll be on Twitter all day long, okay? Even when you're sleeping. I tweet too many times, I know, man. Yoko, can you stream in higher quality than 720p? YouTube doesn't consider it HD anymore. Oh, if you give me money. If you can invest, I can buy better. Oh, patriotic Gestalt for the tip jar. Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu. Yeah, this is what I do, or what we do. Arigatou gozaimasu. Like, wow. But yeah, when I have enough money, I will invest in the setting. Like, this is my, like, what I do, like, job. But at the same time, this is like what I want to do. Like, it's kind of, for others, it's like a hobby, it might be, but like this is something that I want to improve. So my setting and everything, I will invest. So your money will be just used for my living and also the settings and so forth. So it will come back to you. Okay. Oh, Max Resist, thank you for the super chat as well. So I'm going to miss you guys. Don't want to go, but I got to go. So next week, at the same time, I'll be live streaming it too. So make sure to subscribe to this channel and also follow me on Twitter at Random Yoko. And that's about it. So thank you. Have a great night, guys. Or if you're in elsewhere, have a good day. Thanks for joining in. I'm going to go now. So, okay. Bye-bye.